never thought I'd have a literal shonen training arc, but recently I did when I went to the Muscle Girls bar in Japan. A friend of mine had brought up the idea and said we should go. I had vaguely heard about its existence before from other YouTubers, so I said sure, as a joke, since I didn't think he'd actually go through with it. But then he reserved it, and then he was showing me videos of it, and then for the whole month, he wouldn't stop talking about it. Meanwhile, I was debating whether I should tell him that I'm not actually interested in Muscle Girls, but I didn't really want to let a bro down, and honestly, I didn't really have to go. I could have just canceled. I could have let him do his thing, and I could have done mine, but we're going to be in Japan. The whole point is to get out of your comfort zone and do some crazy things, do something out of the norm. So I figured the only way to get through this was to get excited about it myself. Every time he'd be pumped, I'd be pumped back. We'd been lifting together for the past year, and there was a sense of camaraderie there that came with that. So once he told me that the Muscle Girls had a bench press challenge, I couldn't not be all in. This was the perfect test for all of our efforts in the past year in the most outlandish shonen anime way possible. I had to show up. If not, I wouldn't just be failing my friend. I'd be failing you guys. So we spent the whole month seriously training for this challenge. And there were times that we were genuinely nervous that we weren't going to be ready in time. It was a 55 rep challenge and we were barely only making it to 44 reps. And unfortunately, that was all we could manage to do before we left. So once I was in Japan, I had a week before the challenge and my hotel did not have a gym, I checked. I was doing push-ups every day in my tiny hotel room doorway with my elbows touching right up against the wall, just to make sure I was in my best condition when the time came, because
yeah, I'm gonna have to work out after this.
You know, with 44 reps, I couldn't risk not being in my best condition. But I noticed that what started off as a joke had now slowly transformed me into a meathead.
Protein!
And I didn't care. Failure was not an option. I just wanted the Muscle Girls to acknowledge my gains. But then the appointed day came a day too early. We had mixed up our reservation days. My friend was jet lagged. I wasn't mentally ready. We had a long day planned that day. 7:51 a.m. We're heading to Team Lab Planet's Tokyo in Toyosu, so that's like about an hour away. Food. Alright, so we just got out of Tokyo Team Labs. We kind of have like a really packed day, a lot of stuff to do. It's like, we're going to Tsukiji Fish Market.
I love you. Oh, that's good.
We were going to Toyosu, to then Tsukiji, to then Ginza. We were going to be dead by the end of the night.
That's not Starbucks. That's salvation.
So then we were scrambling to see if we could change the slot, but unfortunately no other slots were available within the near future. Thankfully, we were also having all-you-can-eat Wagyu beef in Ginza that night, so we were hoping that the amount of protein we were ingesting would be enough to re-energize us and just get us by, get us through the challenge.
Completely forgot we had a reservation for this tonight, and I don't know if I'm necessarily ready for it, but we're about to go there now.
This is wishful thinking. So we had no other choice but to face the music that night. As we located the bar, we got inside and we noticed that it was a lot smaller than the videos had made it seem, but it wasn't bad, it was just cozy. We took our seat and we were greeted by our muscular bartender who attentively asked us about ourselves. She was really sweet. She kept asking us what we wanted to drink next, and I didn't have the heart to tell her that I drank so much beforehand, and I was struggling with my first drink. I was just nursing it because I just felt sick. The only other thing I could think about was the challenge. I'm like, this drink isn't making me feel good. Will I be able to even do the challenge? And as I readjusted myself, the clock was just ticking. We only had an hour there, and that's when I started to feel like a slight bit of nervousness starting to sink in, because time was just running out. So as I sat there contemplating, feeling out my stomach, trying to see when would be a good time to get up, it was in that moment that someone else went up to attempt the challenge. And that was when we both heard
90 pounds.
90 pounds. Previously, we had done our math wrong in the kilo conversion and were training with 100 pounds the whole time. We had been overtraining. It's like a light just shined on me. I had never been so thankful for my lackluster math skills. In that moment, any shred of doubt that we had evaporated. I instantly just put my drink down, and as soon as that person was done, I went up.
Please don't drop the weight, okay? Okay? Coca-Cola. Let's go.
This was my moment.
45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. Wow! Keep it going, man. Don't you dare stop. Don't you dare stop. Come on. Come on. Three digits. That's what you want. Hell yeah. Come on. Be great like me. Be great like me. You better not let it go.
After we both won the challenge, we were running on a high.
Woo! Did it! All right, we just got out of the Muscle Girls bar. All my training paid off. So I did the challenge, got my muscle dollars, and got a family photo. So that's it for tonight.
We had to get a photo with them just to commemorate the night. Everything just felt so much better after we won the challenge. The pressure was off. We felt like they had acknowledged us as equals. They complimented our muscles. It was just good. And actually seeing like a tangible result of my training made me really excited to keep doing it, because honestly, I never thought I'd be in Japan doing this and genuinely relating to muscle girls about getting enough protein in our drinks and complimenting each other's triceps. Looking back on it, it was all very surreal, but that's why I'm glad I did it. They say life's like all about the little detours or even just doing the things outside of the norm once in a while. And honestly, I never took that as seriously until now. If I hadn't done this and gone to do it, you know, I wouldn't have had like what I think might have been one of the biggest highlights of my trip to Japan.
We fucking did it!
Anyways, guys, that's all I got for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. If you have any of your own stories, whether it's about working out or any fun experiences that you had in Japan, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. This isn't a fitness channel, but it can be. Besides all of that, I'm OniMaru, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.